I want to show you some breakfast recipes that I make in advance that are no cook breakfast recipes, because sometimes I'm leaving for work or kids are going somewhere and there's literally no time to cook in the morning, but people need a healthy breakfast. So right now we're headed to go to the supermarket to buy a bit of ingredients, and then I'll show you. They are so delicious and healthy and so easy, because honestly there are also some mornings where you just don't feel like cooking, all right, and that's allowed. So let's go. Wow, that is so. So the first thing we do is to pass by where we normally buy eggs. Let me know where you're buying eggs, because what? I remember when we were living at the old house. I did a video where we went to buy eggs on wholesale. I remember very clearly. And a tray was going for like 260 shillings. And my mind blown. That was not so long ago. Right now, we are almost paying double, because it's like at 420 or something like that. So, you know, when we discover a place to buy eggs wholesale, we go all out. So this place, we bought them at 370, and I use a lot of eggs in my house. But these recipes that we're going to be doing today are no cook breakfast recipes, because I know a lot of us, when we think about breakfast, it's mostly like eggs, because yeah, eggs, protein and everything. But the ones that we're cooking today, like no cooking at all, because there are just those days when you just don't like cooking, and it is okay. Our kids have reached that age where now sometimes they want to follow me to the supermarket and sometimes they don't, you know? And I'm like, when did we get here? Because they used to be those ones of every time I'm leaving the house, can I come? Can I come? Can I come? Oh my goodness. So time really, really flies, and they have grown so fast. This month they've all turned a year older, and we are just here looking at each other as my husband, and like, when? How? Like, how have I been a parent for a whole 11 years? How was I trusted with a whole human being? 11 years. That's how old our firstborn turned. So it's been an interesting thing, an interesting journey. Another thing, that now, the older they get, the more they have opinion, which is fine. We want them to have opinions, but some of these opinions and demands and suggestions, you're like, what? Okay. So it's like every time they see me going into the kitchen, they just think Superwoman, I don't know, or Santa Claus is here. We can ask for whatever, she's going to make it for us. I mean, which feels fine. Like, if you believe in me like that, okay. But also, we work within the realm of reality. So for instance, I'm making this yogurt smoothie with strawberries because they requested for a recipe that I was like, you guys, okay, I'm going to try to make it. I don't see how this is going to work. But you know, if your kids believe in you, kind of like owe it to them to at least try and accomplish what they requested for. So stay tuned for that recipe, because I don't know, you'll tell me whether it's a win or a flop. And stay tuned, because I'm going to tell you the story of how I don't even know how to say this. I once threw our twins out when they were 3 months old, but I had a good reason. Don't judge me until you've heard. So yeah, pay attention. So when it comes to no cook breakfast options, overnight oats are like high up there in the hierarchy. I've always made overnight oats with just mostly yogurt and oats. Oats are fantastic because they're those things that you can eat without them being cooked. But I learned that you can actually make them chocolate flavored. And what I'm using here, I'm using the real cocoa powder, not drinking chocolate like the real one, the one that we used to make that delicious chocolate cake. That one gives a very rich chocolatey taste. And then also I'm putting chia seeds. If you have flax seeds, I put bits of apple in there. You can put any nuts that you have. And then as you can see, you can top up with anything. So this is what to do like when people need to have like a heavy breakfast in the morning and there's no time to cook. I love this because they just make it the night before, mix it up, put it in the fridge, and then the kid can have it the next morning. My kids love overnight oats so much. They don't mind that it is cold. I don't mind that it is cold, but it is well balanced. It has the protein from the yogurt. It has the carbohydrates, of course, from the oats. You have your vitamins if you're topping it up with fruit. So much fiber. This is a go-to.
Reflections of the clouds above, the sound of rain along the pond. The grass that grows beneath my feet, I close my eyes, the hum of bees. I plucked a flower, violet green, lily of the valley on my knees. All the things I left behind, save this little place in my mind. I don't wanna lose you. It's too
So when it comes to the no cook breakfast, there are a few things that I know we need to have in our house. We are able to have no cook breakfast that are also healthy and balanced. And one of them is granola. I've made granola before. We love it here. Another thing we need to have, I've found, especially when it comes to protein, is yogurt. You all know I make my own yogurt. Very easy, very simple. We already have some in the fridge, so I'm not going to make that today. But I do need to make our granola so that now it's going to just be ready together with the rest of the ingredients for our no-cook breakfast as the week progresses, all right? So let me show you how I'll do that. My daughter is also very hands-on and creative, and she loves to help me in the kitchen. But I was telling her just yesterday, literally telling her, I cannot believe how fast they are growing. You know, everybody tells you when you have young kids and you're saying, my goodness, it's so hard. And there's this saying very popular that says the days are long, but the years are short. Like the days are long when you have the kids, but the years are short. Wow. Let me tell you, I cannot believe, especially the twins. I was looking at her yesterday and I'm telling her, I can't believe how tall you are. Like when she came out of hospital, literally, this was the work of my nieces and nephews who are much older. They actually put my daughter against a loaf of bread, the 400-gram one. She was the same size. Like she was the size of a loaf of bread. So it chaotic. I don't know what's happening. Guys are just growing fast.
You're as delicate as a leaf. You don't know what you mean to me. I don't wanna lose you. It's too soon. I don't wanna lose you. It's too
And one more very popular no-cook breakfast that we all have in our homes is cereal with milk, which is amazing. It is fantastic. It's easy. And the thing is, sometimes I feel like we give ourselves so much pressure. Like, we just have to always create this gourmet meal for our people, and it has to be like a Michelin star type of thing. It's nice. I'm a creative foodie. I love cooking. I love learning how to cook new things. But it is so important to give ourselves grace for those days you don't have the energy, and you just tell the kids, you know what? Yeah, they were doing. And not just cereal. You can even say we're going to have cereals for dinner, and that is fine. We are all about being gracious to ourselves here. But yeah, one of the other things that I really like to have at hand at home is granola, because it is also another thing that we don't have the psyche or the energy or the time or the inclination to cook on that day. Guys can always take granola, mix it with a little bit of yogurt, and boom, bam, boom, you have a fantastic no-cook breakfast. So yeah, no-cook breakfast is not just cereal, but we do have cereal. You'll see here in this video, cereal is fantastic, but you can also have granola. As long as you have granola, yogurt, oats, and if you can boil eggs in advance, that would be really fantastic, because then you never have to worry about when you don't have time for breakfast. So in case you didn't get all the ingredients for the granola is very forgiving. First of all, let's start from there. The most important thing is have oats, and then have some sort of binding agent, which we used honey mixed with some oil. I used olive oil and a little bit of vanilla. Okay, that's easy. Mix all that, put it over some heat, and you're good to go. But inside the granola, I put oats, I put flaxseed, I put pumpkin and sunflower seed, and chopped up almonds. Delicious. And once it had cooled down, I added some raisins. You can put cranberries. It's very forgiving. You can put chocolate. Yum. Good morning. It's a new morning, and today is one of those days I was telling you about. The kids are making their own breakfast, because this happens more often than not, especially when our help has gone on leave or something. We were filming them over here, and they were saying they look like little soldiers who are marching off to war. So anyway, when we don't have our help, my husband and I work really late in the night, like really late. We are night owls. So sometimes the kids just wake up way too early, okay? Way too early for our liking. And kids, they don't care whether it's a holiday. They don't care whether it's Christmas. You as a parent, you want to oversleep. They want to be up so early. So we just prepare everything for them as we have done here. Put everything accessible and handy for them. So here what they're having is they're having Weetabix, and they're having some choco flakes type of thing. I don't know what they're called. And then also the granola that we made. Easy. They put cold milk. We don't add sugar because the granola is sweet, and also the choco cereal is sweet. So that's enough. And they make their own breakfast. And you have seen them even wash their own dishes. They wipe the table. They do everything. So this is a simple no-cook breakfast. You people have it in your house. I just had put it here so that you can see that we are all sailing in the same boat. There are those days when we have cereal, and the kids love it. And of course, the big boys, I don't know how many Weetabix cereals people have in your house, but in our house, for the big boys, 2 are not enough. So they always come back for seconds. And I'm like, whatever floats your boat, mister. As long as you're satisfied, I'm happy. Yeah, so now here is where I got the really sort of weird request for breakfast that I was like, okay, fine, let me see how this is going to work. So I need you guys to let me know whether this is a win or a flop. So it starts out as overnight oats, but because these Kenyans saw me make chocolate flavored overnight oats, it then became the request that they want strawberry flavored overnight oats, because if you can have them as chocolate, then also we can have them as strawberry flavored. I was like, wow, even when? So anyway, I think it turned out okay. I like the fact that the coloring is from the strawberries and the flavor look okay to me. Kids said they like them. I mean, who am I to judge? It worked. So one thing I've really been wanting to have in my kitchen is a salad spinner, because I love salads. Before I bought one, I used to use like a kitchen towel to just whip around my vegetables to remove the excess water, which was a mess, of course. So I found myself one. I'm so excited. And the thing that I want to be making more of are like wraps. So I have tortillas. This is a no-cook breakfast, but it's not like a quick one, but it's like super healthy, because I'm going to like jam pack it with protein. I'm going to put tuna, I'm going to put eggs, I'm going to put avocado and spinach. It's going to be delicious. And the best part is my spinach will be spinned or spun with my salad spinner. So let's unbox my humble salad spinner. Then I use it to spin my spinach. So I have never really understood the magic of this thing. I don't know, cannot explain how it works. All I know is that it's supposed to spin my salad. Okay. So here is to more salads. So it's supposed to go like that. And then, let's see if I'll get this. So I don't know whether I'll manage to fix it. There doesn't seem to be a formula. Just that. And then you do like, what? Hey. Oh, that is so cool. Okay, let me wash it. So, speaking of sleepless night, okay, and growing up, I remember, and now I think as kids grow older, you start to look back in your life and you just see how far you have come. When the twins came home, I think they were about 3 months or so. I remember when I was reading the books about twins, and everyone that I was following, they were saying how the first 4 months that they had it, that was a general consensus. So I think they were about 3 months. And let me tell you, first of all, I used to pump milk every 3 hours of the day, not of the daytime, like every 3 hours. Like in 24 hours, I would be pumping every 3 hours. Even in the middle of the night, every 3 hours. So I was an extremely sleep deprived mom. But the good thing was that our kids were on a schedule. Like right from the beginning, we've always put our kids on a schedule, and it used to work very, very well for us. And the kids would sleep from around midnight to 7 a.m. The last feeding would have been at 2 p.m. But anyway, there's a way we had structured it, and we would put them on a schedule, and it was fantastic, and they would sleep. However, one of these said kids was having issues. I think it was a bit of colic, very mild, but it was chaotic, okay? So soggy. So let's see if this works. All right, we're good, we're secure. And then, okay, that has worked much better than I expected. Yes, that is so cool. And see how much water. Wow, that's a lot of water. So now there was this morning where we had woken up at 7 as usual, and the next nap was going to be at 10. I was so sleep deprived. I had been really looking forward for everyone. You know the way they say you nap when the kids nap and everything. So I was really looking forward to when the twins would take that nap 10 to 10:30 or 10 to 10:45, because then I would have 45 minutes of napping and sleeping. I was really looking forward. So yeah, we go. I feed them what I should be feeding them and change, do whatever I'm supposed to be doing. Of course, I was having help, but no one is going to pump for me, you see. So we did all that. I had everything under control pretty much, and so it came to 10, and it was time for us to take a nap. I did everything. I closed the curtains because we'd have blackout curtains, put my daughter to sleep very nicely. My son decides this is the day he is not taking that nap. I begged, I was soothing the baby in a nice soothing way. I did all those things. The boy refused to sleep. I sang. I patted him gently. Nothing. Do you know? I think it was just an accumulation of just sleeplessness and just being a mom of twins and all the pumping and everything. I lost it. I called my husband. I was like, I don't want to see these children anymore. Just take them away. I'm going to sleep and don't wake me up. I don't care what you feed them. There's milk in the freezer. I had a complete meltdown. The poor guy is having two babies shoved into his arms. But thank goodness he's such a hands-on dad. He was just like, okay, don't worry, we got it. You rest, sleep as much as you want. Just take as much time as you need. We have milk for the kid. I know the schedule. My husband was very good with the schedule, by the way. I know the schedule. We're going to follow the schedule. Don't worry. Because I was very protective about my schedule, by the way. Okay? So, and then I slept. I think I slept from 10. I was waking up at around 4, going to 5 p.m. And I was like the happiest mom ever. Okay? Like life was making sense. All right? And now these are the ones who are cooking with me here. Yeah, time flies. Okay, so how amazing are these wraps? My husband loved his. I'm heading out the door and I need a quick breakfast. I told you sometimes the reason why I need a no-cook breakfast is because I'm just about to leave the house and I need to carry something because I like to eat a bit later in the morning at around 11 or midday. So that's why I normally have my breakfast. So I like something that I can carry with me. That's what I'm making. A fantastic, very simple smoothie. Again, oats and yogurt are a winner here. Put as many seeds as I want. Some peanut butter for protein and for taste. Delicious. And let me know which of these breakfasts you're going to be trying. Which one was your favorite? Which one are you not going to try? And if you'd like to see how to make your mornings easier by making more breakfast dishes, I have this fantastic video. So many ideas for breakfast recipes. I'll see you over there. Bye.